Australians call them prawn killers, and sometimes thumb splitters, due to the painful gashes they can create if incorrectly handled. They are more widely known as the Mantis Shrimp, and despite their tiny size, they carry a deadly arsenal of weaponry. Found in oceans the world over with more than 400 species, the Mantis Shrimp is one of the most important predators found in shallow, tropical marine habitats. Most grow to around 2 to 5 inches in length, but some can grow as big as 15 inches, with colors ranging from shades of brown to vivid, almost fluorescent hues. They are deadly predators, sporting powerful claws that they use to attack prey, often killing it with a single strike. Highly aggressive, the Mantis Shrimp are solitary creatures, rarely leaving their burrows except to feed or relocate. They hunt in a couple of different ways, by either hiding and waiting to ambush, or chasing their quarry down and killing them. Their method of killing is determined by the type of Mantis Shrimp, of which there are two, smashers and spearers. Smashers have developed a club used to literally punch, bash, smash, or bludgeon their foe to death. Spearers wield spiny appendages with barbed tips they use to impale and snag their prey. Both types strike by quickly unfolding and swinging their club or spear claws towards their prey at an incredible speed, faster than a shot from a .22 caliber rifle. In order to attack with such force without breaking their clubs or spears, Mantis Shrimp have evolved a special shock-absorbent core, its structure molecularly different to any other animal. It's called a Bouligand structure, and it keeps cracks in the shrimp's own body from becoming full breaks. With this, it can punch over and over without ever breaking. The strike from the smasher is employed with such velocity, it generates cavitation bubbles. The collapse of these bubbles produces a force against their prey, which, when combined with the impact of the club or spear appendage, produces 2 points of impact. Even if the first strike misses, the force of the bubble collapsing is often enough to stun or sometimes kill the creature. In fact, the Mantis Shrimp's attack is so quick, theoretically, it could punch 50 times in a single blink of a human eye. Spearers prefer the meat of softer creatures like fish or squid, which are easier to slice and snag with their barbed claw. It's not only prey they employ these deadly weapons against. Mantis shrimp have always displayed a habit of ritualized fighting against each other. Not only does the mantis shrimp have one of the world's most deadly attacks, it has the greatest eyesight. It can see ultraviolet and polarized light with trinocular vision. These creatures can also live up to 3 years in the wild. They may be tiny, but mantis shrimps are one of the strongest creatures in the world. However, the biggest risk to their population is human impact upon the ocean. The well-known symbol of Australia, appearing on its coat of arms, currency, and used as a mascot for several companies and sporting teams. The kangaroo is an important aspect of Australian culture, embodying its drive to always go forward and never take a backward step. It is estimated there are over 30 million kangaroos in Australia. Colloquially, groups of roos are known as mobs. Males are also called bucks, boomers or jacks, while the females are known as does, flyers or jills. Their large feet and strong hind legs allow them to hop, while their tails help them keep balance. Females, like other marsupials, raise their young in a pouch. Red kangaroos are the largest marsupials in the world and can be found in the arid centre of Australia. They can be as tall as 6 feet 7 inches and weigh 200 pounds. The eastern greys are the most abundant type of kangaroo, covering the eastern part of the country, from the top of Cape York to Tasmania. In a suitable habitat, it's not unusual to see 50 roos per square mile, if not more. With males appearing similar in colour to red kangaroos, and Tilapine wallaroos are closely related to their larger cousins. They are distinctive due to their enlarged nasal passages, allowing them to release more heat in warmer climates. Kangaroos are the only large animals in the world who employ hopping as a means of locomotion. While red kangaroos have an average speed of 16 miles per hour, they can move up to 43 miles per hour over short distances. As deserts gradually replaced forests in Australia, kangaroos evolved a need to travel long distances on little energy. Hopping was a fast, energy-efficient solution to this problem. Kangaroos have few natural predators, other than dingoes and crocodiles in Australia's north. Introduced species like foxes may also pose a threat. All species of kangaroos fight. Their fights can be brief or long and serve as practice. In competitive circumstances, the encounters are usually brief. Both sexes fight for various reasons. The long ritualized fighting or boxing is mainly performed by the males. Males fight near females when it's time to mate, while the larger males in consorts don't involve themselves. Ritualized fights can occur suddenly when males graze together, usually preceded by two males scratching and grooming each other. They then adopt a high stance, with one challenging the other by grabbing their neck with their paws. Large males usually reject challenges from smaller ones, but when combat occurs, they retain their high-standing posture and paw each other's heads, shoulders and chest, while locking forearms and wrestling to push each other off balance. During these moments, kangaroos will lean back on their strong tails and kick each other in the abdomen. Victors are declared when a kangaroo stops fighting and retreats, or the winner can push the loser backwards down onto the ground. These furious kicking hand-to-hand battles establish dominance among males, displacing the loser from the prime resting sites. He must retreat and try his superb armory against the victor another time. When threatened, ostriches run. However, their powerful long legs can be formidable weapons, capable of killing a potential predator, like a lion with a forward kick. The ostrich is the largest living species of any bird. They are flightless and native to the African continent. During the winter months, they're either in small groups or alone. But during mating, they gather in nomadic groups of up to 100 birds, led by a top hen or female ostrich, grazing with other animals like zebra and antelope. Territorial fights between males can erupt during mating season for access to harems of 2 to 7 females. These battles are usually short. Ostrich don't fight each other like they do predators and threats. Instead, they combat each other by smashing their heads together, which can easily cause death. Many believe that ostriches bury their heads in the sand. However, this is untrue, and may originate from their defensive behavior of pressing their necks to the ground in an attempt to hide. Their main weapons are their legs, propelling the bird to running speeds of 43 miles per hour, the fastest land speed of any bird. The legs of an ostrich are unfeathered with bare skin. The tarsus, the lowest upright part of the leg, is covered in scales, the largest of any living bird, measuring up to 8 inches in length. Other birds possess 3 toes on each foot, but the ostrich only has 2, with a nail on the larger inner toe resembling a hoof. Their wings reach a span of 6 feet 7 inches, with a wing chord measurement of 35 inches. Their wings are used during mating displays, to shade chicks and help balance themselves during quick maneuvers while running. It's hard to avoid their looks, that appear rather sinister with their unflinching expression. In fact, their large eyes are a perfect defensive weapon, a very useful feat given they share their savanna habitat with fearsome predators. When a predator is spotted, an ostrich will choose one of 2 responses: run away or lie flat on the ground and hide. When their heads and necks are pressed to the ground, from a distance they look like a mound of earth. Some predators choose to attack the ostrich nest for eggs, rather than the actual birds. In these circumstances, the parents will create a distraction to lure them away. If everything fails, they opt for a direct assault, again kicking the threat, causing injury or death. Their supreme armory is again a good reason for most predators to back off from the fight. Commonly found throughout the Australian states of Queensland and New South Wales, from bushland to suburbia, is the often annoying and always confronting brush turkey. The Australian brush turkey, with its mainly black body plumage, bare red head, yellow throat wattle, and laterally flattened tail is a very common mound-building bird in Australia. Leading up to the mating season, the male's wattle enlarges and their heads brighten in colour. They build large mounds on the ground consisting of leaves, other compostable material and earth. These mounds can be as high as 6.5 feet and as wide as 13 feet. The female will examine mounds for the best quality before choosing where to lay her eggs. During the mound construction process, brush turkeys also find food such as insects, seeds, and fallen fruits. During their foraging, by scratching and raking the ground, they help to aerate the soil and supply it with the vital nutrients that help the regeneration of the environment. To protect themselves from predators such as dingoes, cats, or goannas, brush turkeys form roosting groups in trees. But it doesn't mean that they avoid all threats. When personally threatened, the brush turkey chooses to flee. But when predators seek the eggs in their mounds, they will attack. Their only option in combat is to ferociously peck with their beaks, hopefully scaring the creature and chasing the threat away. Goannas sometimes have scars on their tails from being chased by a brush turkey after an unsuccessful assault on the nest. In a cruel twist of fate, brush turkeys cease looking after their young as soon as they hatch, with the chicks then having to fend for themselves. Brush turkeys are vulnerable and only defend themselves when in grave danger. But the population, once almost extinct, is now expanding throughout Australia. Found in the tropical and subtropical forests of Central Africa are the ground-dwelling, predominantly plant-eating apes called gorillas. Gorillas are the world's largest primates. They are one of our closest living relatives. They mainly get around by knuckle walking, but will sometimes walk on two legs for short distances, either when carrying something or for defensive reasons. Adult male gorillas, usually no younger than 15 years old, are called silverbacks, taking their name from the silver hair on their back and hips. They can weigh up to 440 pounds, stand up to 6 feet tall, and possess an arm span of 8.5 feet. Gorillas live in troops, often consisting of one silverback, several adult females, and their offspring. Gorillas have larger muscles in their arms than in their legs. which can serve as extraordinarily powerful weapons. This is primarily due to the fact that they use their increased arm strength for bending and gathering foliage they live on. They inhabit wide-ranging territories, so competition for food amongst each other is rare. Gorillas rarely drink water, usually gaining enough fluids from succulent vegetation and morning dew. Sometimes, troops will have younger males known as blackbacks, who lack the silver hair and are subordinate to the silverback. The bonds between the females and the silverback are what the whole dynamic of the troop is based on. But it doesn't mean aggression between sexes doesn't occur. However, rarely is anyone hurt. The silverback is at the center of the troop, making all decisions, mediating conflicts, determining where they travel, feeding sites, and taking responsibility for everyone's safety. When the group is attacked by any predator, an individual silverback will take it upon himself to protect the group, even if it means the loss of his own life. When confronted with a foe, he will stand tall, beat his chest, and hoot and threaten the challenger before charging at the threat, giving the rest of the troop an opportunity to flee to safety. Silverback gorillas have incredible strength, 5 to 6 times stronger than a human being. They have short, bulky bodies with wide, muscular chests, powerful shoulders, and very long arms. Their power comes from their low center of gravity, coupled with extraordinarily large muscles across the chest, shoulders, and into the upper limbs. When 2 troops of gorilla engage in battle, or a silverback challenges another for the alpha position in the troop, they will engage in combat, sometimes to the death. They wrestle, tussling with each other, grabbing at each other's arms, sides, shoulders, or anything they can to throw their opponent to the ground. If lucky, the losing opponent will be able to run away. If not, he will die. The ability to melee and brawl is often the difference between life and death, not just for animals, but historically for humans as well. Where human beings created swords and weapons to wield, evolution has granted the elk 2 fearsome weapons on the very top of its head. Their antlers not only provide a means by which to impress potential mates, they grant the male elk a deadly weapon to defend themselves from predators and rival bulls. Despite a human skull being one of the strongest bones in the body, it's nothing compared to the skull of the mighty bison. We must train for the strength to lift and throw another person. Different types of rhino beetle grow unique horns they use to throw rival males from tree branches with a strength that can lift 850 times their own weight. Humans must also train to endure a fight that may go for half an hour. The bighorn sheep can smash their thick skulls and massive horns against each other for hours. Our hands are a delicate, intricate mass of fragile bones, evolved for precision. Unlike the mantis shrimp, whose claws grant them the fastest strike in the world and the ability to destroy armored prey with a single punch. Human legs give us the ability to walk, run, and jump. The kangaroos have evolved to enable them to travel great distances by hopping. Like the ostrich, whose legs make it the fastest two-legged creature on the planet, with a lethal kick that can kill a lion. Brush turkeys show little fear in protecting their young before they hatch, with a series of pecks from their beak, scaring away creatures much more deadly than they are. And the silverback gorilla, although being a near relative to human beings, is up to 20 times stronger, being able to literally flip a family sedan. Human beings have adapted to become the dominant force on the planet. But where we have evolved intellectually, animals continue to evolve physically, granting them the powerful weaponry found